Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Scott in the Shot. Scott the Great. How you guys doing today? I'm all right. A little tired, but excited about this Trump stuff. Anyway, today I want to talk about this court stuff that's going on with Donald Trump. I mean, advise everybody I won't worry about it. I'm pretty sure that tomorrow when Donald Trump goes to the White House, that they're going to talk, and Donald Trump's going to tell him, you drop my shit, and I'll support you dropping pardoning Hunter Biden, your son. So that's what I think's going to happen, people. So I won't worry about that. Not much to worry about there, I don't think. All right, public education is what I want to talk about right now. That mayor of Chicago got on there today, and he's whining, saying that Donald Trump's going to ruin and take away public education. Well, you know what? It needs to be taken. It needs to be taken away. Public education is no more. It's went down the tube. It's been going down the tube forever. Kids are getting out of school, like I said before, with seventh, eighth, ninth grade level of reading and math. I mean, they can't do anything. I mean, they're ignorant. Basically, they don't even know who President Lincoln is. They don't know who George Washington was. They don't know anything about the Constitution when they get out. They go to college and they don't know nothing. They go there and they don't even know who we fought in the Civil War. They don't know who we fought in the Revolutionary War. They don't know none of this stuff. They just don't know anything about our. They're not teaching them nothing about our country, obviously. So public schools need to go down the wayside. These cell phones in schools. That I think that's a major distraction. Cell phones is the number one addiction for these young kids nowadays, but they're letting them walk right into school with it. Let's let every kid bring their addiction to school. I mean, it's a distraction. You got teachers that are liberal, not teaching them what they need to know, and then you got cell phones in the back pocket of every kid, and I mean, that's a distraction. I mean, I thought they're only supposed to be worried about their schooling and girls or boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, school stuff. But I mean, why is that cell phone with them anyway? Why is it so necessary for a child to have a cell phone in school? When I was in school back in the day, if there's an emergency, the teacher, somebody from the office would come to your class and grab you and take you to the office to the phone. I mean, that's that simple. I mean, you can't leave school without permission, so you have to go to the office. One way or another, if somebody called you on your cell phone for an emergency. I mean, kids don't need to be in tune with every little second of what's going on outside school, when they're at school. They don't need their parents calling them and bothering them. They don't need anybody calling them and bothering them. And they need to stop talking to each other on their cell phones. I mean, in school. I mean, these kids are communicating 30 feet away from each other by texting. I mean, I've never seen nothing like it. It's like, what? So cell phones got to be left at the door. No more cell phones for any reason in schools. I mean, is that so hard to understand? I mean, is that such a bad society? Want their kids to actually go to school and leave their addiction at the door? Leave the addiction at the door, and the kids go in there to learn, meet girls, play sports, go to ski club. That's how I got to look at that. And these drugs. I love partying, people. I'm not gonna lie. I've been around the block. I mean, I'm a working partier. I like partying. I've done a lot of illegal drugs in my life, and never done them in front of my children, my grandkids. Don't even talk good about them in front of them. I mean, no. I tell them. But I mean, man, these drugs are a major distraction in this country anymore, man. It's gonna be the demise of our country. 100,000 to 150,000 with all the drugs, people dying, every year from drug addiction, overdoses. I mean, the cartels bringing all that stuff in here and making all that money, sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff going on. Our government's involved in it. That's my opinion. How does the number one military in the world allow that to happen on our border? Such a bunch of little cartels. I mean, so we need to straighten out these drugs in this country, because that's another reason why these kids are failing. I mean, the drug influence that's on them nowadays, these illegal drugs, is crazy. Back in the day, people, there's always been alcohol. That's why prohibition, why there was prohibition, because people were getting all fucked up and fucking shit up, getting crazy back when the white against black, the civil rights and all that was really tight, really stressful. I mean, everybody hating on everybody, going out and getting fucked up and committing heinous crimes. I mean, so they outlawed it, and then it did, and back then the police force wasn't what it is now. Back then it wasn't what it is today. Now today we have the resources and the technology to stop it all if we want to do, but we don't. But as a partier, I'll stop smoking weed and drinking and all that if it helps out this society. These kids if it gives them the fairest chance in hell to make it out with an education. You know, I mean, what happens after that happens after that. But the legalization of of marijuana and the decriminalization of a lot of the other drugs in a lot of states is a national threat to this country, as far as I'm concerned. It just is. I mean, 325,000 kids missing. You know, they came over that border that we're responsible for. Our government let them come in, so they're responsible for at least keeping track of them, right? They're illegals, right? They're supposed to be keeping track of them. Well, if they can't find the kids, how are they going to find anybody else? If they don't know where 325,000 kids are, that means they don't know where 10 million Mexicans are. Or, I mean, not Mexicans, but illegals. What about the other illegals? If they can't find 325,000 kids that came over that border illegally, that means they can't find nobody. Right? Right? That sounds like that's probably most of the kids. I mean, so that's just common sense. I mean, this border crisis and these drugs and this sex trafficking and the children being trafficked, I mean, it's a major deal. Excuse me. I mean, but think about what I just said, though. If 325,000 kids are missing that came over that border that we're supposed to be keeping track of and we don't know where they're at, that means we don't know where anybody's at. Period. End of conversation. That means we don't know where nobody's at. Or they're just not telling us. One of the two. You know, that's simple arithmetic, people. That's why kids got to get out of school knowing math. They at least know how to do plus and plus, minus and minus, and check shit out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and have a mind that can weigh it all out and figure out what's really going on. I mean, there's some corrupt shit going on in this world right now, people, in our own country too. I mean, for us to allow the shit at the southern border to happen. I mean, there's something very sinister going on with that. It's fucking crazy. And what else is there to say about it? That's just craziness. I mean, then you throw the transgenders on top of that. You throw everything else on top of that. I mean, but that's why they fucking initially, you know, that's why they made prohibition back in the day, because it was making things pretty crazy back then for a country that was, you know, still young, you know, trying to find its way still. I mean, but now we have technology, people. We have, I mean, the number one military might by far in the world, and we're allowing these cartels. No, we're allowing them is what it is. Our government's allowing them to do what they're doing on our border. Plain and fucking simple, man. I mean, there's no other explanation for it. Period. I mean, kind of like in Vietnam when Air America on that movie. I mean, they're running heroin over here to the States and all that to sell to our people to finance the war in Vietnam. That's what it's about. We're financing this illegal shit right here is going on our border is financing probably Ukraine, probably financing a lot of stuff that the CIA is probably doing. And that's my opinion. I mean, that's just normal thinking, people. I mean, something's going on in this country, and they're not. I mean, it's wrong. It's very wrong. That's my opinion. I mean, I just think that's craziness. I mean, any person that has any kind of mental capacity at all with an IQ of 20 knows that border is crazy, and that's not an accident. I mean, I'm serious. All right. Pretty adamant today, man. I'm feeling good right now. Haven't had a shot yet, but having my bowl. Where's that? I'm gonna put it. Well, probably in that hole right there. 1 second.
I don't know where your lighter is.
You don't know where the lighter is? Look at there. One of the places. I don't know, babe. Anyway, this is Scott. Hit a shot, and sometimes I hit a weed.
Nope.
But I can't find a lighter right now, so no hit a weed. All right. Well, anyway, that's how I feel about this. About the public. The public education has to go. I mean, the teachers' unions, they have to go. They just have to go. No teachers' unions, man. They're a bunch of communists. I mean, a bunch of communists. I mean, you send your kid to college, and next thing you know, you see him on TV holding a "To the river, to the seas," sign. Death to Israel. I mean, it's like, what? What happened to my kid? But the parents probably raised him that way, because that's all I got to say about that. It's not just this generation that's fucked up, people. It's every generation, all the way, even mine. People not thinking right. It's everybody. I mean, it's a little bit of everybody. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Everybody, from every different race, and we have to straighten it out by talking real talk, like I'm talking right now. I mean, this is what's really going on. Life is really simple, people. It's not some mathematical rocket science equation on what's going on at that border, what's going on with our kids, going behind our kids' back talking sexual shit. I mean, that was never part of any curriculum that I've ever seen in grade school or junior high or high school.
Nope.
That's a fucking fact. Excuse my language. But that is not proper behavior from any kind of teacher or counselor at any school. If there's a problem with the kids' sexuality that happens at school, then they will talk to that child with the parents in that room with them. That's it. End of conversation. They have no say on your kids' sexuality. Period. And then all the other crazy crap they're not teaching them. And it's not the stuff we got to worry about the stuff they're not teaching them, but then we have to worry about the stuff that they are teaching them. You get what I'm saying? They're fucking us in and out. In and out. No matter what we're doing, they're fucking us one way or the other. And until we can talk about it for real like this, that's what's going to keep going on. That's what's going to keep going on, people. We're going to keep taking what we're allowing them to give us. And I'm tired of allowing it. And I'm a one person. We all have to stand up and start saying things plain and bluntly. And if it hurts their little damn ears, then go to some therapist or something. Go cry to somebody. If you can't hear the truth, then you got a serious problem. I mean that's like I said. Where's the mental institutions at? Stop it. Let's start building one in every goddamn corner of every neighborhood, because that's how many mental people there are in this country nowadays. From all the pandering and all the fucking shit that our government's been doing behind our back, especially in schools. It all starts with the children, people. They're going to change the fabric of this country by changing our children. That's how they're going to change the fabric of this country. By changing our children from the inside and out. You get it? From the inside and out, like they're doing with the sex shit. That is fucking wrong. These people need to be held accountable. They need to be going to prison. And that's what I want to see Donald Trump do. I want to see these people, these teachers that have brought these kind of matters, their own documentation for who these teachers that interfered in these kids' lives in school that became transgender. They need to be held accountable. That's how I look at it. That's a fact. That's a crime. That's a crime. You don't give my kid fucking hormones or have them have a surgical procedure done on them without my okay. I mean, what is wrong with that? Why is that so hard for the Democratic Party to see? Yeah, I'm real adamant today, people, because I hear all this whining on TV still. Resist, resist, resist. Resist, that's a fact. You guys are fucking whacked. You're lucky you were just resisting verbally. Because I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of this country getting twisted up. Sooner or later, we have to have somebody in office that's going to, like Donald Trump, thank God, but people, the public needs to start saying things plain and simple. In simple terms. If something's a lie, it's a lie. If something's whacked, it's whacked. It has to be said. No more worrying about their little sensitivities and stuff. These people are crazy. They're not holding back on their words, and their words are lies. They're corrupt. They're sick with perversion. That's what I see. A party of perverts. The Democratic Party. A party of perverts. Yeah, now you got all these senators and congressmen on the Democratic side coming out saying, they're smack talking Kamala Harris. Why they sat there and voted for every goddamn thing that's wrong with this country. Doesn't that make you sick? How do these people don't see that? All of them voted in line with each other every damn time. I mean, at first it was funny watching them melt down, but here they go, start all over again, repeating the same shit over and over to mess with kids and these weak-minded people that are obviously not all there. And that's not right either. Pandering to people's mental weakness. That is wrong. It's corrupt. Everything's corrupt in our government anymore. That's all I got to say, man. I mean, thank God for Donald Trump. Long live Donald Trump. Long live J.D. Vance and the Republican Party, because they're the only ones I see standing up for any kind of standards and morals for our families or our kids or our country or our allies. All right, this is Scott in a Shot. Have a great day, man.